The pompousness of modern women when it comes to dating is insane, you know. And I've talked about this a lot, but just the concept of how much power and leverage they have over the sexual market. And what's crazy about it is like they believe that that makes them special somehow, when really the opposite is true. Like you wouldn't want to uplift like, oh, the best thing about you is that guys want you. The best thing about you is that you're sexual and men pay a lot of attention to you, right? But yet you see so many young women out here basing their moral or basing their merit, their worth on something that is fundamentally sexual, right? So anyway, what triggered me off on this, is like I'm on a dating site and I send this girl this message and I'm like trying to flirt a little bit, right? Like trying to, be flirty. It's kind of a flirty message and she's all like, "Really? Haha, like, oh yeah," or like trying to like tease me or something. And what she really is doing is she's like gloating in the fact that she knows I'm interested in her and like I want to flirt with her and she likes the fact that she's not into me and she's going to like oh, you really want me, like it's some kind of power, like that's some kind of power that like haha, I don't want you but yet you really want me. And like it's just an example of like, I mean, that happens often, like that's not an uncommon thing, but it made me think about just how immature and sophomoric these women are in their mentality. Like that's such a immature way to look at. Oh, this guy likes me, and so it gives me some kind of power, and I'm gonna make him. I'm gonna reply and make him think that. Oh, you can't you you know can you sweet talk me or you could come and get it, and like feign interest in me as if like that's some kind of powerful thing, and it's just like grow up. And I'm not talking about some like 19-year-old girl here. I'm talking about a girl in like her mid 20s, I think she was. you know so by that time, it's, I mean, yeah, maybe when you're like 15, sure, like, oh, a guy likes me, haha, like, like, I think this girl even had kids, which really, I mean, I'm really, she really wasn't even that attractive, and I messaged her just to like see if I could flirt or say some kind of line, and it just the way she reacted is just so pompous, and it's like, dude, you're not even an adult. Like, you're not even close to being an adult in your mentality. And I will say that that's one cool thing about growing up and maturing in your mentality is like when other people aren't mature, you can just see it a mile away, and you're just like, yeah, this is not a mature person. Like, but what's funny about it is like there's no checks and balances. Like, there's nothing in her environment that will cause her to mature until she's like 35 or something. Like, she's going to continue to act like that, continue to think that she has this power over men until she hits the wall, and then she gets desperate, right? Until she gets to that point where like, oh, guys are not actually giving me attention, therefore I don't have any more leverage. I don't have any more power on the sexual market. So there's nothing I can do or say here. I don't, these guys aren't even that interested in me in the first place. And this is a lot of the reason why girls complain about men only wanting sex. Like, oh, you only want sex. Well, what else do you have to offer? Like, are you an interesting, mature person? Can you actually hold a conversation? Or do you message guys that you're not interested, you're not even interested in back, just so you can play with them? And like, it's just like, dude, if you're not interested in me, then don't even respond. Like, oh, but you think it's funny because I'm trying to flirt with you, so you have some kind of power over me. Like, what are you, in fifth grade? You know what I mean? This is like a 26-year-old girl who has kids, right? Oh, you have kids and you're still acting like a fifth grader? It's like, and so many of these girls are out here like that. And if they're not, most of the girls, if they're not interested in you, they just won't respond back to you. But they're still out there playing these games. They're not out there like, you know what I mean? Because these girls are perpetually single, and it's like they got these insane standards, and it's fine. You're not into me, fine. Don't message me. But you know what I mean? Like, even the guys they are into, they're not acting mature around those guys because they're perpetually single, and those guys are just pumping and dumping. it's just sad. It's like, who's raising these girls? Who's teaching them to be a grown up? You know, no one. They just walk around with this perceived power that they have because guys want to have sex with them, and it's just silly. It's really insane.